Hello and welcome. I think I finally mastered the YouTube live. It's very exciting for me. So, welcome to this YouTube live. Are you losing the easiest leads you'll ever get? For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Michelle Mazur. I am a messaging and marketing strategist, and basically, I am on a mission to help the real experts speak about their business in a way that gets them recognized for their expertise, makes them instantly referable and chosen and hired first. Because I have seen far too many experts lose business to people who have a quarter of their experience. And so today I wanted to do this live because I recently had an experience. And if you're on my email list, you read about this on Sunday, but I have a friend that I love. She is fantastic. She is so talented, so great at what she does. And I was chatting with a new connection, and he said a few things that like perked my ears up. And I was like, oh, maybe my friend would be a great connection. And so I mentioned her. And he sounded a little bit interested. He was like, "Cool. So tell me, what does she do?" And ugh, like I totally blew it. I was like, "Well, she uses a lot of different modalities. So she's, really versed in the Enneagram, but she also uses internal family systems and energy work." And he's like, "What are you even going around on about, lady?" And he was polite enough to pull up her website. He checked her out and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I need that." And it made me feel like I failed my friend because I botched this introduction of someone I've known for 14 years. And it also made me realize that it wasn't my fault. It's actually hers because she has not made herself referable. Because and I think this is such an important point to make because even if you're like Michelle, my business doesn't run on word of mouth marketing or referrals. If people can't refer you, if they can't talk about your work, other marketing isn't going to work with for you either. Blogging, podcasting, posting on social media, like if people don't know when to come to you to solve a problem, then none of the other marketing will work either. So let's talk a little bit about why these are the easiest leads you'll ever get. So when someone refers you, it's because they believe in the work you're doing. They know that you are exceptional at what you do. They have genuine enthusiasm, right? Whenever I actually made a referral yesterday and I was like, "Oh, you're going to love her. This is how she can help you." And then the person I made the referral to went on and bought a bunch of this friend's programs. And I was like, cool. Like I did my job, right? She was so easy for me to refer. So they're your easiest leads because they arrive and they are pre-sold and not skeptical. And because the trust is already there, you have someone else vouching for you. They're saying, "Oh, this person can help you solve your problem. Like, I know them. I really liked with them. I've worked with them in the past." They're not comparison shopping. They're looking for confirmation. They're looking for fit. So the bottom line is when someone refers you and does a really good job of it, the people will close faster. They're going to negotiate less and they're going to ask fewer but why should I hire you questions. So, for instance, I had a member of the Expert Up Club recommend the Expert Up Club to one of her friends. And when I got on the private tour with this person, she just said to me, she's like, Hannah recommended you. I do whatever Hannah says. So show me around. Like she was sold already because of how powerful that handoff is. And the reason why it happens is it's the trust transfer. So, what is happening is your client, your colleague, your friend is basically lending you their credibility. They are saying, I vouch for this person. This person is exceptional. So no, so people aren't wondering anymore like are you legit? They're asking, okay, could I work with this person? Do they understand me? Are they the right fit for me? And that trust transfer is the most valuable thing a client can give to you. It's the most valuable thing that I can give to any of my clients, to any of my friends and colleagues that I trust with all of my heart. And most experts are squandering it and they don't realize it because they don't understand how referrals work. And let me tell you, I've been reading a lot of books on referral marketing and most of them suck. They are terrible. They basically tell you, well, as long as you're doing a good job and you create a great client experience, all of these referrals will come, people will spread the word. And they're not talking about how people, if they don't have a word to spread, it's exceedingly hard to refer you. So let's talk about the anatomy of a journal, of a referral. So typically, what this is going to look like is a conversation is happening between two people, and someone's talking about a problem they have. Maybe it's a problem they're having with their business, with their kids. Maybe it's a personal problem they're having. And in your head, there's a connection that is made. And all of a sudden, you're like, ooh, 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 I know someone who can help you with that. And they're going to be like, great, tell me about them. What do they do? And then there are connection points that are made. Like your client, your colleague is going to describe you. And then this person, if they do a good job, they're going to check out your website or maybe they'll check out your LinkedIn to see like, okay, is this what is this person all about? What's the deal here? And then if it looks like you're a fit, they will book a call. And once they're on that call with you, they're probably going to be 80%, 90% pre sold. So that is what the referral journey should look like. And there are so many places where this journey can fail. So the conversation happens, and somebody's talking about the problem, and the problem never registers in the mind of your referral partner, of your client. They don't know what to listen for. So this referral doesn't even get started. Like your name isn't even in the conversation because the person who should be referring you can't connect the dots between the problem you solve and your name. So, but if they do connect the dots, then there are a couple of other points where this fumbles. So they try to describe you and they fumble that like I did. They're basically describing you as a unicorn, and nobody wants to hire a mythical creature, my friends. And it's not clear what it is you do or how you can help. So they might just politely say, like, cool, I'll check them out, and then never go to your website. Or the client does a great job of describing what you do. They go to your website and they're like, what the hell is this? like, Jessica told me that this person does X, but this is not what this is not what I was expecting. And so they end up bouncing. Or the website does an okay job of confirming it, but they're not super clear. And then they don't book a call, or they book a call with you. And then you spend your whole time just trying to explain to them what it is you do instead of talking about why it matters. So these are 4 points where referrals die. And the truth is, it is your message, what people are saying, what you are giving people to say that carries a referral through all the points. Because your client has to be able to listen for the problem you solve. Your client can only refer you as well as they can describe what you do. Your website is only going to convert that referral if it matches what your client said about you. And your message is what is traveling when you're not in the room. The words that people say, that is the key to making word of mouth marketing work for you. And as I said before, if you're not referable, other forms of marketing won't work for you either because it's just not clear enough what you do. So we're going to get into some like teardowns or lightly roasting of some home pages in a moment to see if they are referable. But these are the two most important pieces of messaging that I look for when I am seeing if somebody is referable. Number one, the problem you solve. Like I always say, problems are what get you paid. When people are talking, they share a problem because they might not know what the solution is. I feel like if you're a dentist, if you're an accountant, then people might ask directly for like, "Oh, I need a new dentist. Who do you know?" But if you're a copywriter, if you are a consultant, a career coach, people are going to talk about the problem they have because they don't know what solution is right for them. So you have to have that problem specific enough and in the voice of your client enough so that a referral partner can spot it for you. Because what you don't want to happen is if the problem is like they don't know what to listen for, they're never going to think of you. And then the second piece of this is how do you describe what you do? This makes your work travel. This makes people talk about you in rooms that you're not in. It has to be repeatable and easy for your client to say back. If it takes 3 minutes and a whiteboard, it's not going to travel. Your client's not going to write it. They're going to do the word salad that I did when I recommended my friend. And so, could your client explain it at a dinner party in one sentence and nail it? So, when the language is right, people are able to quote you. And they might not get it 100% correct, but it is good enough where people are curious enough to go check out your website, and then the website's going to confirm it and clarify it. So you need all of those things working together. So now we're going to look at some websites and ask the question, are you referable? And before I get into that, if you're wondering, like right now, like, okay, but I know I'm not referable and I know I'm not talking to the problem, I'm not talking to the solution. The great news is, like, all of this information already exists. It's in what your clients are saying to you, and it's the things that you're saying all the time to your clients, but you are too close to pull out, and that's part of the work that we're gonna be doing in Hot Message Summer. So if you're not on the wait list for that, get on the wait list because you're gonna get a really good deal to have this done with you experience where we're gonna get your messaging done and dusted so that you are referable. Okay, let's look at our first breakdown. roasting. So this is Philippa Hammond, and she is an editor. And so when I land on her site, and I will say, at least I know who she's for, right? Like if I get referred, if somebody's like, oh, you have this manuscript, it needs to be edited, you work for a nonprofit, like I get like who her people are. And then where it kind of breaks down is she could be far more specific about the problem she solves so that if I am talking with someone from the nonprofit sector, let's say, and they have a new, I forget what they're called. Like they're not executive reports, but they're like their giving report is coming out for their charity. Um, like, she could do a she kinda hints at it, like dense reports, unclear drafts, turn it into accessible writing, but it's really not articulating what the problem her people are experiencing. Like, if I'm an executive director and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, my PR team just handed me a draft of our yearly report, and it is just a disaster. Like, this isn't gonna do what I need it to do for our organization. I don't know what to do. It's gonna be such a heavy lift." And all of a sudden, like, if she's more specific about the problem, I would immediately think of her, be like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who you need to talk to, right? And even as we go down, like sharper sentences, stronger outcomes. Once again, this is super solution focused, right? Reduce the risk of misunderstanding. I guess that's a problem. um, Protect your reputation. Yeah, I want that, but none of these things are actually talking about the problem. So, where the referral would break down for her is I know who, but if I'm trying to listen to the problem for the problem that gets her paid, I'm not gonna hear it. My brain is not gonna make the connection. So she's gonna be losing out on referrals before they even start. So the clearer you are on the problem, the easier it is for people to refer you. And then you can get into the solution, right? And the positioning of your solution. Because I feel like she's hiding things that make her different, like why you would want to choose her to edit your nonprofit report over everybody else, but they're just not here on the page, right? So that is my suggestion, right? Like she's clear on what she does and who she serves, but I can't really listen to for the problem. So this referral is dying before it even starts. All right, let me show you the second person that we have. And this is Jane. And I'll be honest, I think Jane is an eco-friendly designer uh or she I guess an architect. I'm not really sure because it feels like when I land on this page, um I'm not exactly sure, like, what it is she does, like, love living in your period home. She made some changes from when I gave her feedback on her hero image. Thoughtful, eco-conscious design for characterful homes, like, I know who she is or the type of person she's looking for. So this is a homeowner who lives in a vintage or period home. Maybe they have a nice little mid-century modern joint they wanna do something with. And then it's like, okay, not sure how to best extend your home. So, um, extend your home. I don't know what that means. Like, right? Like, I got confused. I'm like, is she talking about renovating, adding on to the home? Like, how are her clients actually talking about that? So, like, if if I'm thinking about it and maybe I'm at a friend's house and she has this lovely little period home. And she's talking about the fact, like, oh gosh, we're thinking about renovating. Like, we love this house. We love the way it looks, but it's too small. Like, I'm having a baby soon. I need to know, like, how to like have an add-on but not ruin the structure and the beauty of this house. Okay, that's a clear problem that she could be talking to a friend about, right? And I wouldn't make the connection between what she's saying and Jane. So once again, we're having that referral die before it can even start. Um, and then like I can read further, like creating a home that feels calm, considered, and a pleasure to live in starts with understanding what's right. Like if I'm thinking about adding on a room to my vintage home or my period home, like, am I worried about does it feel calm, a pleasure to live in? No, those aren't the things I'm talking about. So even if one of her clients makes that connection, what happens is the referral is going to get here, read this, and be like, oof, yeah, I live in a period home, but this isn't what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for someone to help me figure out how to design this place without ruining it. Because I have seen those bad add-ons and additions to people's homes that look like crap, and I don't want that to be me. So once again, like this referral is at jeopardy in several different places. So the problem is not clear, even though the person is or the homeowner is. And then, like, if I do get to this page, I'm confused about what this is. Are you an architect? Are you a designer? Like, why do I want a home that's calm when I'm just thinking about, adding an addition? Like, I just want more square footage, right? So, those are the things that cost us leads. And those are the leads that are the easiest that you will ever get. And I think that is so important to keep in mind because if people can't refer you, no matter what you do to market your business, it is not going to work with you. So, if this is the summer where you want to stop losing the easiest leads you'll ever get, consider joining me for Hot Message Summer. It is a 49-day done with you messaging sprint. And when I say done with you, yes, we're doing it in a group. I am guiding you, but I am in your Google Doc giving you feedback, wording feedback, positioning feedback, all of the feedback so that you are not alone. And during this, you are going to become instantly referable for your clients. You'll be able to s- tell people how to refer you when you're on a connection call and they're like, "Oh, like how do I know if somebody needs to work with you?" You're going to have an answer because the problem is going to be specific enough to be recognizable and you're going to have a way to describe your work that travels in the rooms that you're not in. So get on the wait list. Hot Message Summer is open for waitlisters. So I know the link is in the video description, but I would love to see you there in Hot Message Summer. And if this was helpful for you, please let me know in the chat. I'm planning on doing more of these this summer because you need to get your messaging sorted. If you're losing referrals, if you're If your marketing isn't working, if your pipeline is shaky, then messaging is typically the biggest culprit. And if you're not sure, that's why I do private tours of the Expert Up Club. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you soon.